Okay, so today I want to go over how to improve your sleep. Let's get into it. So quickly, I just want to go over why sleep's so important, in case you didn't already know. But if you're watching this for the perspective of like gains and being in the gym, right? The sleep is where your muscles actually recover. The gym's where you tear the muscles, sleep's basically where they repair, in a very simple sense. It also is where you, in a sense, almost drive motivation from, because when you are sleep deprived, at least I know I am, I have no motivation to do literally anything. Like I just want to lay in my bed the entire day. So that's another aspect of it. Also, sleep is where learning takes place. Obviously, you learn the information while you're awake and during the day, but the information gets stored and then you're able to remember it during your sleep. So those are just a quick couple like reasons of why sleep's so important. And there's definitely many more, but those are just a quick few off the top of my head. So, sleep. First of all, you should be getting somewhere, you're either going to hear 6 to 8 or 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. So if you just want to go with it this way, you could say 6 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Somewhere in that range is what most people mean. There are like a really tiny small subset of the population that needs like very little sleep, like 3 to 5 hours a night. But the odds are you are not that guy. So make sure you're getting your sleep. So as I just said, you need to get your, like 6 to 9 hours of sleep a night, right? So what are some things you can actually do to get those 6 to 9 hours? First of all, having a set sleep and waking time is so big, so huge. Like, so for instance, right now, the school that I'm working at, I have to wake up at 5:30 and be there at 7. Now I'm only going in a couple days a week. I go in 3 days a week. But I still wake up close to around that time, either way, every day. Obviously, there's gonna be a couple nights probably in college where I might go out and then I'm not gonna wake up at that time. But most of the time, like today's a Saturday, I still woke up at 7 a.m. I'm willing usually to push my wake up and like go to sleep time by about an hour and a half at the max. But I try and keep it around at the same time, just because that helps your body get in a routine and a rhythm. And one of the issues most people have with sleep is that they can't fall asleep. But if you create this rhythm for your body and your circadian rhythm starts to actually figure out what you're trying to do every day, it's like, oh, okay, we wake up 8 a.m. every day, let's say, go to sleep at 11 p.m. or midnight every night. Your body knows like, oh, okay, it's around the time we should start getting tired. It becomes much easier to fall asleep. Plus, then, obviously, I said I switch mine up, but if you truly do like lock in your sleep and are waking up at the same time every day, a lot of the times you won't even need an alarm. Your body just will naturally wake you up a couple minutes before your alarm, and you'll just be cooling for the day. So there's that. Getting that nice, good sleep routine and treating it almost like a job or a profession where you're like actually like putting effort into it. It's not like, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep now, and then going to sleep 3 hours later the next night, then 2 hours earlier. Like you need to have some sort of routine to your sleep. The next thing is light. So you want to be getting bright lights at the beginning of the day that will signal to your body like, oh, it's time to be awake. But that same thing is also true at night, where if you get bright light at night, that's signaling to your body that you need to be awake. But you're trying to go to sleep. So that ends up keeping you up. That's why like I can especially remember times like a while ago, because I try to not do this anymore. But like I'll just be scrolling on my phone and like I'll be tired at like 10 p.m. and I'll be like, oh, I want to stay up at least like a half hour later. Because that's like, let's say at the time I was going to sleep around midnight most nights, going to sleep at 10 p.m. would probably throw me off a little bit. So I was like, let me try and keep myself up for a little bit. I'll just be scrolling on my phone, end up going to sleep at like 1 a.m. even later now. Even though I was tired, just that light straight in your eyes is keeping you up. So doom scrolling is like one of the worst things for your sleep. And that also goes with checking your phone in the middle of the night is quite possibly one of the worst things you can do. Because if you got some bad news or any type of news that would spike your adrenaline, like you, for whatever reason, see that you forgot to submit an assignment, that some relationship you have with someone, oh no, there's an issue, like anything like that, it's gonna spike your adrenaline. And then guess what? When you get the adrenaline spike, shocker, you're going to be awake. Plus, you're also getting that light in your eyes when you're looking at your phone. And what did I just say a minute ago? Oh, light keeps you up. So those are, that's just another thing. Like, you have to be conscious of when you're getting light in your eyes. Another one. So let's go into like things you can take. So I feel like there's two main things. Well, there's one main thing you hear about whenever someone says that they can't sleep, that you hear people say to take. That is melatonin. Personally, from what I've heard, like I remember Andrew Huberman, I heard him describe it. He's not really a big fan of melatonin, and I can't remember his exact explanation, but it was something along the line of like that melatonin was a hormone that your body already produces. And then when you take it, what it does is it doesn't actually really make you fall asleep. It just makes you stay asleep, if you're getting what I'm saying there. Where like you don't fall asleep faster after taking melatonin, you just stay in sleep. You stay asleep longer when you take melatonin, but apparently it's also a lower level of sleep. So once I heard that, I was like, I personally don't really ever take melatonin. I used to when I was like a couple years ago, but I just don't really see the point in taking it. Another thing, like it's actually very similar. I know there's a lot of people that like smoke before they go to sleep, and it's kind of the same thing. Where smoking, I don't smoke at all, but from what I've heard, it will put you to sleep, but it's also just a lower level of sleep. It's like the same thing with, I do drink, and it's like when you drink, no one thinks it's a good idea to drink to fall asleep. Why? Because it's a much lower level of sleep. I believe when you drink, you don't even get into REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement. It's one of the 4 sleep cycles, or stages, sorry, and it's highly important. I'm not really gonna get into all that, but like, you obviously wouldn't drink to go to sleep every night because you know you're gonna get bad sleep. It's kind of the same thing for like something, not everything, but like a good amount of things you're gonna take to fall asleep. It's kind of the case for a lot of those, where like, yes, you are getting to sleep, but you're not doing it in a way that's actually going to cause you to get good sleep, which obviously we all say we want better sleep. A lot of people just think they need more sleep. It's not that you need more sleep, you need better sleep. So the one thing that I haven't ever taken it, but it is something you can take and is actually good for helping you fall asleep and things like that, and it'll still allow you to get high quality sleep, is magnesium. I cannot tell you what magnesium to take because I've never really taken magnesium. I don't have a crazy trouble falling asleep, so I don't really feel a need to take it. Plus, I'm also in college, I don't got money like that. Like, I just can't be spending money on something like that. But honestly, I feel like if you also resistance training during the day, especially, that's another great thing, that if you resistance train and just put yourself through some type of difficult physical activity, it's going to make it easier for you to fall asleep at night. Because you did something hard, like you exerted a lot of energy, you're gonna be tired. Very simple. So those would be the main things. The one other thing I would say is try to limit fluids and food before sleep. Personally, I try and not eat within 3 hours of going to sleep. I'm pretty religious with it at this point. I've been doing it for a couple months, probably like 2 months now, where like I really don't eat for the last 3 hours. Sometimes it gets a little close, but like it's about 3 hours. Definitely no more than, maybe sometimes it gets to being around 2.5, but definitely not like anything within 2 hours. Fluids, like water, really, that's the one I'm trying to work on, because I just drink so much water, but I'm trying to get it to like stop drinking any water an hour before bed, because a lot of people end up waking up in the middle of the night and then they can't fall back to sleep, which is ruining their sleep. So if you just don't drink as much water at that point, guess what? You're not going to wake up to have to go to the bathroom, and then you're inevitably just going to get more sleep. But my mouth gets dry and I want water. So that one I'm still kind of working out. But I think if you take all the tips from this video, I don't even remember how many I've said at this point, but probably like 5 or 6, maybe even 7. I think if you just implement all of these and even just start like one at a time, it will make it so much easier for you to get sleep. And I think the hardest one is probably gonna be that sleep routine one at the beginning. But even if you can get it within like an hour and a half, like I can tell you, I feel well rested after most nights sleep. And I'm not like fully precise with it. It's usually like 3 days a week one time, 3 days a week another time, and then one day that's like completely different. So like I'm not doing it perfectly. You don't have to do it perfectly, but just try and get it as close as you can. Okay? All right. I hope you can use these sleep tips to help you get better sleep. Send this to anyone else who needs help getting better sleep. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if you know any other sleep tips, drop those in the comments. And I will catch you on next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.